and I was asked to go to Bosnia, which kind of gives away my age now, doesn't it? You know, Bosnia seems a long, long time, and longer for most of you guys are here. And so I went to Bosnia. I drove a truck out there with aid and started to learn about the good and bad of international aid. I learnt that asking people for money was very, very difficult, because if I was really good at it, on the day I would raise loads of money, and then next week a speaker would come and talk about the children of Brazil or something like that, and my money was gone. It was going another direction. So I learned being in business was the best thing to do, and that was my motivation for being in business. I had a real estate company in England and Scotland, and the funds from that company went to support works around the world. In Ukraine, in Nepal, I was involved in anti-human trafficking work. Children were being sold for $10. 10,000 children a year at the time we started working there. And we started lots of different projects that made a massive, massive difference to that situation. Sometimes when you're fundraising, you have to do something a bit out of the ordinary. I got a supermarket trolley, and I walked from the most northerly supermarket in Scotland to the most southerly one with a sign on the supermarket trolley saying, "Children are not for sale." It was 700 kilometers, approximately, maybe 720. It took 13 and a half days. We raised about $100,000, and that was the beginning of that work in there. We also had an orphanage in Tirana, in Albania, where we supported street children. But my love has always been Ukraine. And I don't know how many times I've come back here now, maybe somewhere in the region of 35 to 40, 22 times since the beginning of what the soldiers called the Great War. We have brought, in the last 12 months, under the banner of Jeeps for Peace, we have brought 200 vehicles, ambulances, quad bikes, and boats in the Kherson situation. So that is part of what I do in Scotland and in England. My crazy, strange Tesla car plays Ukrainian songs everywhere. It does light shows, and it attracts people to think. It has a very, very simple message on the side: free Ukraine. Different people read that in different ways. Some people think this is free Ukraine. Some people say it's stating Ukraine should be free. But people repeat it. I drive down the road in Edinburgh and children shout, "Free Ukraine!" Again, psychology, we need people to remember the reality of the front line. When we're sitting here just now, it's a beautiful sunny day in an amazingly attractive city. But just a couple of 100 kilometers away, there are men and women who are giving their all so that we can remain free. And so that is my mission just now, to make sure that everyone remembers that on a daily basis. We have so much to be grateful for that these people are standing up. I do not think this is Ukraine's war. I think this is a war for freedom in Europe and hence the whole world. Sadly, Ukraine is paying the price. And I do not want that to be something that continues for any length of time. So we spend a lot of time on media and saying Ukraine, 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 to get people to focus and to realize the importance. Sorry, I get quite passionate about this because I talk about people I know, people I've spent time with, some who are no longer with us. They are people like you and I. They didn't grow up saying, "I want to be a soldier," or I want to sacrifice myself for the country. They grew up as normal people like you or I. But they heard the call and they went there. And I'll tell you something, I well travelled. I've been to maybe as many as 50 different countries throughout the world. And I've never seen bravery like the armed forces of Ukraine. And if you need something to be proud of, you need to be proud of these men and women, because they are incredible. Often incredibly outnumbered, often they don't have the same tactical weapons, but they stand tall, they use their brains, and the results are absolutely amazing. But it's a massive, massive cost. Now I'm going to go backwards a little bit, because I realise you guys are studying. I don't know how much you know about the UK. We are a combination of 4 countries. One of them is very large and has the majority of the population, which is called England. And many people, even in Ukraine, sometimes people speak about the UK, but they call it England. Well, England might be the biggest, but it's not been the most significant on the world stage. I'm going to suggest to you today that Scotland has been the most significant on the world stage. And the reason being is because so many inventions have come out of Scotland. It's always amazing. You look at a map of the size of Scotland in the whole world. It's minute. Yet it became the centre of learning. Our oldest university is 1412, St Andrews University. I was showing one of you some pictures of it recently. It's a beautiful place, gorgeous place. If you like historical buildings, it was the centre of education. Anybody know? Can I be informal here? Is that okay? Can I be informal? Yeah, great. Anybody know anything that was invented in Scotland?
Instrument.
Sorry?
Instrument, music instrument.
Anything that was invented in Scotland.
Haggis.
Haggis? Who said that? Did somebody say haggis? Yes, haggis was invented in Scotland. Okay, the television, the telephone, tarmac roads, pneumatic tyres, penicillin, the MRI machine, the first cloned animal in recent days, Dolly the sheep. Yeah?
That was the one. Yeah, I know she was from UK, but I didn't know it was.
Yeah, she was actually just outside Edinburgh, part of Edinburgh University. The Dolly the sheep came. Where are we at with our massive list? There are over 300 items that you use in your daily life that all came from that tiny little nation. There's a wonderful book written by an American historian called How Scotland Created the Modern World. So we are very, very proud of our past, and that this tiny little nation has affected the world in so many ways. The United States of America, the majority of individuals claim to have come from Scotland or Ireland. fight over which is the greatest. So this is how our makeup is. Now I meet a lot of people in Ukraine who tell me that your situation is similar to ours. You're fighting with England all the time. We have a nationalist party. We have a nationalist party in government just now, but we do not fight.